Greetings once again, all ye pirates on the high seas. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with another chapter of One Piece. And it is all-out war. You love to see it. The Marines have engaged in battle against the Pacifista and the Sea Beast. Kizaru battles it out against Sentomaru. And despite their previous relation, with us even getting a flashback to the early days when Kizaru and Vegapunk met Sentomaru, Kizaru still has a job to do. And he aptly takes out Sentomaru, then using the authority chip to take control of the Pacifistas to destroy the Sea Beast. Meanwhile, Lucci, who of course lied about him going after Luffy first, makes an attempt on Dr. Vegapunk's life, one where Stussy takes the hit instead. So Zoro decides that he and Lucci should probably take this outside. And he takes him outside the hard way, through the wall. While Sanji, knowing that the bubble guns can depower Devil Fruit users, encases Kaku, just to be safe. Meanwhile, as Lilith in the Vega Force 1 is taking the Thousand Sunny, on which Frankie, Bonnie, and Luffy are on, Kizaru, using his light-based ability, bypasses the defenses of the Frontier Dome and goes right towards them, only to be met by Luffy, who's eager for a rematch, clashing with Kizaru in much of the same way that Rayleigh once did. So let's see how the Straw Hat Boy stacks up against Kizaru and Admiral, and just how far he's come along, shall we? Alright, One Piece chapter 1092. Kuma the Tyrant's Holy Land Rampage. Jeez, that's a hell of a title. And Jinbei, what is this? Getting cozied up to by some fish? Reader request, Jinbei being smushed by giant cuddly remoras. Oh, the kind that cling to whales and stuff. Gotcha. It's difficult being popular. Oh, it's a bit of a flashback. Oh, right, it is the next day. What happened to Kuma? He picked up in Marijoa the previous day. You see a lot of destruction going on. As people call out, he finally climbed up to the top. The invincible slave has returned. Soldiers, stop him at once. And we see that several soldiers are chaining down Kuma, who's fighting against them. They call out, we can't. He's unstoppable. He's hell-bent on reaching his destination. Whatever that is. Oh, next thing you know, Kuma's setting off an Ursa shock. So he still has his Devil Fruit ability, despite everything. Oh, shoot. And as Kuma stands in the rubble of his Ursa shock and the destruction he caused, a figure approaches him, saying, what do you think you're doing? First the revolutionaries the other day, now this? You must answer for this historic destruction. Kuma, Sakainu, confronting Bartholomew Kuma. One of the knights call out, Fleet Admiral Sakazuki, only to be stepped on by one of the celestial dragons, who says, these soldiers are worthless. Akainu, I'll have you know that last night I ordered the lobster, and they had the gall to tell me they were out. Oh, goodness. I'm aghast at such thing. The dragons start to yell, this has never happened before. What's become of Mary Joa's food supply? That's not the most important thing. I've been brutally injured just now. Hurry up and put that tyrant slave Kuma to death. As they continue to shout, Akainu says, listen up, Kuma. If we can't maintain control of you, then we certainly can't afford to have you on the loose, where you can be a danger to the public. Akainu readies his magma as Kuma stands up. Akainu says, you lost your free will long ago, I'm told, so you're no different from a dead man. Then where do you think you're going? Akainu rushes in using Hellhound, trying to take Kuma's head, but Kuma just barely manages to dodge to the side, just like Whitebeard pretty much fried off half his face. It's hard to know how I should be feeling about this showdown with Kuma. I mean, why is he doing this? Does some semblance of the old Kuma still exist in there? Is it possible to even get him back? Jeez. Yeah, devastating injury to Kuma's face. Akainu calls out, well, at least you bleed like a man. But Kuma just takes off running, and naturally, the dog gives chase as Akainu calls out, not so fast, Kuma, and he manages to incinerate Kuma's leg. Oh, but I guess Kuma uses his ability to just send himself flying. But to where? Was he trying to get to Egghead, maybe? Was he just trying to get into the right position? Oh, Akainu thinks back to when Bonnie was captured, right before the time skip. Akainu tells her, "Bark all you like, but Kuma's mind will not return to him. He volunteered to be reborn as a weapon of war." Bonnie calls out, "Liar, he would never choose to do such a thing. He would never leave me behind." Interesting. And as Akainu stands there, the celestial dragons call out, "Hey, where did Kuma go? You let him escape. Some fleet admiral you are." The dragons are as charming as ever, but Akainu doesn't even pay them attention, just staring off to wherever Kuma went. He speaks to himself, "Where would you go? A mere puppet with no mind or will left." $1 million question right there. Or, I guess, a billion-berry question. We then cut over to Egghead in the New World, where we still see the battle raging at the port. Someone calls out over the speaker, "Destroy the sea beast weapons!" And the pacifistas do just that, as we see several of the sea beasts sinking into the water, apparently destroyed. As the Marines make their way into the Fabriophage, someone calls out over the speakers, "We've landed on the Fabriophage. Secure the whole island. Admiral Kizaru has already breached the Labophase atop the clouds." Speaking of which, we then pop back up to the Labophase, where we see Luffy in Gear 4 Snake Man going in on Kizaru, who is blocking every attack that Luffy sends his way. Kizaru says, "I can see why you're the man who defeated Kaido. Very powerful stuff. However, I must ask, what brings a pirate like you to step in and protect a man like Vegapunk?" But Luffy, continuing his onslaught, though he looks obviously pretty tired, says, "That's what I'm asking. Why do you want to kill the Apple Man?" The Apple Man. So that's Luffy's nickname for him, huh? Kizaru tells him, "I don't want to," and then he just dissipates in his light form up into the sky, avoiding one of Luffy's hit. Luffy looks up going, "Huh? Man, how far away did he fly?" Kizaru's up high, preparing an attack, saying, "I don't want to kill him. Obviously, I've known Vegapunk for a long, long time, so I'd appreciate you staying out of this." And then he goes racing in at literal light speed, as he says, "Acceleration is power." So he's really amping it up. And he goes in with a really powerful hit to Luffy and sends Luffy flying. We see the Vega Force 1 look back, and Kizaru thinks back to when Vegapunk told him, "I've completed the Vega Force 1, a giant robot, the dream of mankind." And we promptly see Luffy's body sent flying right through the running Vega Force 1, destroying its midsection. Ooh boy, that's not good. Man, it's obvious Luffy's trying not to use Gear 5th because it takes a lot out of him after the fact. Everyone always questions, why didn't he just go into Gear 5th from the get-go? It's like, because if something else comes up, you don't want to be too tired at that point. It's like running full speed in a marathon and then suddenly finding yourself being chased by a lion. You don't want to be tired at that point. But unfortunately, looks like the lion is the one that was already chasing him during the marathon. And I'm actually sad to see the Vega Force 1 destroyed. It was so cool. Barely got to see it do anything. Did Luffy just explode too? Or is that an attack from Kizaru? Oh, he hit the grid. Oh, he hit the security grid. Oh, that's what happened. I didn't realize at first. But the Sunny comes flying out of the Vega Force 1's hands, and Frankie and Bonnie come tumbling out as well. Jeez. Lilith comes running out saying, "Frankie, Bonnie, run!" Frankie asks, "Why?" And she tells him, "The Vega Force 1's about to," and it explodes. Ooh, baby. You see Bonnie, Frankie, and Lilith just jumping out of the way of the massive explosion. Lilith kneels next to the ruins of the Vega Force saying, "Damn it, no! Our robot of dreams!" Frankie shouts, "How dare he! Is Sunny alright?" Well, Bonnie says Straw Hat got knocked clean away. And enter Kizaru. Bonnie falls back, but Frankie stands his ground saying, "Kizaru, you monster!" Well, Kizaru looks at Bonnie saying, Look how big you are now, Bonnie. Kids these days grow so fast. Didn't you hate Dr. Vegapunk for what he did? Bonnie says, well, there's an assassination order on his head now. Oh no, that's Kizaru saying, well, there's an assassination order on his head now. Bonnie gets up saying, the situation changed. My wrath has a new target. Okay, she tries to use one of the cables from, I guess, the Vega Force to use her age skewer, that thing that caused all the gems to come out of Vegapunk. But Kizaru dodges it at light speed, saying, careful, I'd rather not hurt any acquaintances outside of my mission parameters. He then simply kicks Bonnie in the back of the head at light speed and sends her flying. Frankie shouts, hey, wait, not that way! And Bonnie also is sent flying into the security grid. Oof, man, that sucks. Frankie shouts, Bonnie! Curse you, Kizaru! Radical! And he gets ready to fire off one of his radical beams, and Kizaru's already gone. God damn this man. Gone in the blink of an eye. Oh man, he has friggin' showed Bonnie and Luffy the business. It's like fighting a friggin' Yonko all over again. Frankie shouts, huh? Where'd he go? Lilith says, unless... Oh, the Stella's in trouble. Frankie hops on the Den Mushi saying, come in, Control Tower. While Lilith questions, Usopp? We cut over to the Control Tower Labrio phase, where Usopp answers the call saying, Frankie, you okay? We heard a huge blast out there. Although this is interrupted by Vegapunk hopping up saying, Eureka! The code is correct! Nami turns saying, really? Edison lets out a sigh of relief, while Atlas just gives a fist pump saying, in your face, York! Hell yeah! York sneers going, what? Damn it, no! Stupid geniuses! I mean, come on, York, you kinda had to figure they'd figure it out at some point. 3 of them working together? Come on. Although Usopp turns the Den Mushi over to Vegapunk, as Vegapunk says, Frankie, we can lower the barrier now. Are the Vega Force 1 and your ship around the back now? Frankie begins to say, about that. And then there's Kizaru saying, your escape plan is a failure, Vegapunk. I've blown your so-called giant robot of dreams to smithereens. Everyone's shocked as, oh, Jesus, that's a hell of a splash page. Okay, well, at least I know what's about to happen. Kizaru appears dead center in the room. Naturally, everyone present freaks out, saying, yeah, Kizaru, when did you get here? Yeah, we're goners. And Kizaru says, please understand, this is very difficult for me too. I'd rather not draw it out. But suddenly there's a giant explosion, and someone says, that hurt. But they start laughing, yeah. And suddenly, a gigantic Luffy just comes in like Attack on Titan and grabs Kizaru with everyone's heads bulging out of their... everyone's eyes bulging out of their heads again like, what? Oof. The giant Luffy in Gear 5 says, phew, that was a bit spicy. Vegapunk and everyone else going, what? Kizaru turns back saying, there it is. So this is the thing you do. The giant Luffy says, thanks for knocking me all the way down, jerk. Although, I almost thought I was gonna die, going through that barrier twice. Oh, so he was knocked out, then had to work his way in? Jeez. Huh. But then, down below, in the scrapyard, the Iron Ancient Giant awakens. You're gonna get 2 giants for the price of 1, baby! I actually do like the fact that Luffy, knowing how taxing Gear 5 is, he goes for Gear 4, because it has all the stuff he usually needs for most fights. But against someone like Kizaru, and he needs a little bit more flexibility in how he can operate. Oof. But I'm glad to see that despite how powerful we have gotten, Kizaru is still a menace. He's still just throwing hands left, right, and center. We're seeing him put at least a little bit more effort here. Yes, definitely. But dude is just giving people the business. So right now, I see Kizaru and the Yonkos on pretty even level. Admiral's Yonko, pretty even level, I'd say. I think it more so just depends on the situation from time to time and who can get the upper hand at any given moment. Kizaru's one of those people who just won't fight a battle if he feels he doesn't have to. If he knows he has to fight it, he'll fight it. But if he feels that he doesn't have to, he won't. But I'm interested to see what happens from here on out. Because Luffy, I mean, let's be honest, he's looking pretty damn beat up. So, I mean, how are we gonna deal with this? Like, this is a wolf in the henhouse. I mean, and we already basically had a very, well, honestly, I'll go back to the lion analogy, because Rob Lucci is the wolf in the henhouse. But it's like, you got a rifle. He tries something, you shoot him. But now you got a lion in the henhouse. No, more better analogy, a bear in the henhouse. It's like, you better hope you take him down with the first shot, or he's just gonna be pissed and kill you. So, I don't know. Can Luffy handle this? Does he got this? Like, what's the difference here? Because, shoot, even when it came down to Kaido, I still think about that, because the episode just aired, the final battle against Luffy and Kaido, time of recording. And even with Gear 5th, Kaido was still giving Luffy a good deal of the business. It's like when Doflamingo was, throwing hands and running the ones with Luffy in Gear 4. It's just like, yeah, them forms are powerful, but that's don't mean you still can't get your ass kicked, right? Though I am wondering, where's Sanji, Robin? Are they still in the room? Because we've mostly just seen Brook, Usopp, and Nami. And is Bonnie okay? Because if Luffy ended up getting kicked clear out of the Labophage and he had to go Gear 4 in order to Gear 5 to work his way back in, what about Bonnie? Like, is she gonna be okay? Man, this was interesting. We'll just have to wait and see, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. You think Luffy's got this? Do you think Gear 5 is gonna be the difference? Or is Kizaru still gonna show Luffy that 2 years don't mean shit? Like, at most, he's gonna have to put a little bit more effort into beating all they ass. And why did the giant awaken? Is it the presence of Joy Boy, maybe? I have to wonder. Well, again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.